Have you ever seen a giant piece of tofu fending off zombies? What about Mario without his clothes on? These are hilarious cheat codes in video games, starting with Rage 2, which already has some amazing cheats, but nothing tops the commentator. If you enable He's on Fire, you'll now have a caster commenting on your gameplay, and the best part, it's actually the guy from the old NBA games.
Whoa, baby! Pow, pow, puppy chow! From downtown! Ting, ting, boomerang! Oh, slam!
And while that's super random, it's still not as weird as Assassin's Creed 3 when people found an Easter egg that only appears at the homestead. If you whistled near the porch, a turkey would spawn out of nowhere, and most people moved on to never think about this again. But somehow, players discovered you could do the classic Konami code in front of him, and it would unlock this.
Yeah, boy.
Honestly, seems kind of pointless, yet it's not even close to being as ridiculous as Time Splitter's best cheat. On the mission where you infiltrate a Chinese restaurant, complete this in under 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Now a cheat appears in the menu named Gun Sounds, and it is genuinely hilarious. But if you're more into being some type of weirdo, Tomb Raider 2 has you covered. There was a rumor that the developers added a cheat code that would literally make Lara Croft naked. Immediately, players rushed to do this, stepping forwards, backwards, forwards, 3 rotates, and finally a jump. After all of that, this is what really happened.
Got him!
Okay, we definitely should have seen that coming, but there is a cheat code out there that actually takes your clothes off. And this is in a game you'd least expect, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. You're probably thinking, what? That's totally crazy. But trust me, in the original you could spam circle and square in this order, unlocking no pants mode. Another classic is Spider-Man 2002, and this game has one of my favorite cheats of all time. In modern Spider-Man games, we get Mary Jane missions, which aren't the most exciting, but back then, we could play the whole thing as her, and it was incredible.
Thank you.
Now, I know every one of us used to have that piece of paper on our walls with GTA cheat codes on it. And if you did this for San Andreas, you might remember the best cheat in the entire franchise. Make sure you're driving a car while doing this code, and it'll turn into Elon Musk's wildest fantasy. Now, GTA is insane, but Saints Row was designed to be an even more ridiculous version of it. The 4th game has the craziest cheats in gaming, and my personal favorite is one called Mascot. Simply type this in, and the entire city will turn into a fancy party. Yeah, now there's literally hot dogs and beer driving around. And one of the hardest cheats to find on this list has been hiding in Resident Evil 2 for years. It became so iconic, they brought it to the remake, and now you can only find this by beating the story multiple times and then completing the Forced Survivor mode. Congratulations, you've now unlocked Tofu Survivor. Not only are you running around as a piece of tofu, but he curses in Japanese and even gets eaten by zombies. And probably the funnest time you'll ever have in a video game is trying to escape the evil cars from Saints Row 2. By typing number 16 into your phone, you'll enable Carmageddon. Now, this next one has got to be the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a Lego game. Turns out they made a tie-in for the Lego Movie 2, and it is full of insane characters. But there's a catch. You can only find the best ones through cheat codes. So in the extras menu, if you type this, you'll unlock Shakespeare. And trust me, it somehow gets stranger. With other codes, you'll be able to unlock Cleopatra, a Yeti, and even Abraham Lincoln. Okay, I guess he's in the movies, but there is a cameo in Star Wars Rogue Squadron that makes no sense at all. You can give yourself a TIE Interceptor or the Millennium Falcon as a cheat code, but then if you type Kolsch instead, your V-Wing turns into a 1969 Buick.
This is Rogue 3. Sir, my R2 has found a weak spot. Let's take out the leg jet.
And over in GTA's Definitive Trilogy, they added a new cheat that works across all 3 games. If you had to guess what the button combo was, you'd probably nail it first try. Yeah, it's the classic Konami code, and inputting it makes the whole game ridiculous.
What you wanna do then, fool?
But if you want to turn into Mike Tyson, then Red Dead's the game for you. By typing Punch Out into the cheat menu, you'd unlock 1-punch KOs, so now you can run around the Wild West making an absolute fool of people. I just love when developers think outside the box and let us really have fun with cheats, like Medal of Honor Frontline's typewriter that has secret codes you can enter. By writing Haberdasher, it replaces everyone's hats with random props, and trust me, things get pretty goofy.
Hello there.
Nowadays, FIFA is pretty much the same every year, but I wish they'd go back to having fun with it, like in 2000 when they had cheat codes that made the game incredible. One of the best was a code named Dizzy, and it would unlock aliens to come and abduct your players.
I don't think you'll recover from that, John.
Now, Red Dead 2 is totally realistic and sometimes a little too good at recreating real life, like when being drunk. It is so fun to get intoxicated in this game, you kinda wanna do it forever, and well, you can if you enter this cheat code. Usually these cheats prevent you from earning achievements or saving, but in San Andreas there's a code that'll literally ruin your game. By enabling riot mode, every civilian in the area will immediately turn hostile, turning GTA into World War III. And the worst part, if you save during this, your game will be stuck in riot mode forever. And look, GoldenEye is a classic for many reasons, but the ugly character design isn't one of them. If you for some reason decided these enemies need to look more hideous, you could enable DK mode, shaping everyone into Donkey Kong. Something that's equally as funny is in Super Mario 64. These cheats were so hidden that you could only activate them using a Game Shark, and one of the best is Headless Mario. And somehow things get even weirder with one of the cheats removing Mario's clothes. Yeah, I'm not kidding, this is actually a cheat. Now that's pretty strange, but nothing tops Alpha Rad adding his own cheat to the game, the ability for Mario to use guns.
I like one-shotting the bombs. It's just so satisfying. We're so close.
Yeah! Over in the Simpsons Hit Run, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to get to your destination, only to crash into a bunch of NPCs. Luckily for us, hitting this combo unlocks the ability to one-shot cars and tear through the streets of Springfield without a care in the world.
Rotten karmic retribution.
With cheats like this, the game has never felt closer to GTA, and if you want to take things further, Tay actually added guns to the mix.
Don't worry, that should heal fast.
This next one's a classic, but if you're old enough to have played NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo, it was full of secret characters. Some of these included Al Gore and even the game's developers. But the absolute strangest one was the addition of the Clintons. Seeing Bill hit a dunk was so iconic that they re-added this Easter egg in a recent mobile game, throwing Hillary into the mix. And NBA Jam wasn't the only game to add its own employees. Madden 12 has an entire secret team. By selecting random over and over again, you'd unlock the NFL developers with an overall rating of 99. This team was so overpowered that using them was basically cheating.
To the 10. That's a touchdown.
And those were some of the craziest cheat codes in video games. It's been Sammy. Keep it here on T5G.